ever knew you knew me, you chose me. Before I ever knew my purpose, you molded me. Looking at my past indiscretions, I'm thinking I'm dirty. I'm so dirty. Broken pieces, some are missing. You're saying I'm worthy. I'm still worthy. Focus on my everyday survival, living my life in captivity. I was not prepared for what came next. My judgment, is this life worth it? Before I ever knew you knew me, you chose me. Before I ever knew my purpose, you molded me. At first I didn't understand why you loved me. I should have been dead, bullets in my head. How many times will I defy you? But you still call my name. You still call me. Creating me a clean heart. Oh yeah. If I deserve it, fix what is broken. Release what I'm holding. 'Cause my life was hopeless, yes it was. But your love's been my focus. It's so perfect. Before I ever knew you knew me, you chose me. Before I ever knew my purpose, you molded me. 'Cause you love me, you shaped me, you molded me. You chose me.
Spacious air, reflecting the way of life under the Florida sky. Even the lobbies funnel in the great outdoors.
Chosen.
I was set apart for God's use.
Chosen.
I was set apart for God's use. Formed in His image.
Chosen. They say the chain of Shaitan is not that strong. They say his time is running out, he ain't got that long. They say murder, murder, kill, this is not that song. Said I won't amount to nothing, they got that wrong. Cause I was set apart, and I was shown the light. And if I get the kingdom, I'll be clothed in white. 1/3 will be delivered, and the rest were blinded. Their fate is set in stone, what you ain't read the fine print? Christ is gonna give a crown to us. In the end, we'll have the nations bowing down to us, with their faces to the ground to us. It's the truth, as crazy as it sounds to us. Jacob forever rules, and we're his precious jewels. Showed us love and patience, put us above the nations. And that's the gospel, thank God for choosing me. Bad news for you, it's really good news for me.
I was set apart for God's use.
Chosen.
I was set apart for God's use. Born in His image.
Let me tell you why. We have a different kind of shine, a different kind of mind. The rhythm's not the same, we're on a different type of time. With a different kind of pace, a different kind of race. The season's not the same, we have a different kind of taste. A different kind of salt, we are so not them. Got my sword and my shield, man, I'm so locked in. And when I came to serve you, how I put my whole heart in. So I can't sit calm, I'm no Martin. And that's the reach, y'all, chosen to teach y'all. Every Sabbath you can find us in the streets, y'all. Dare ya Allah, my nickname is Priest, y'all. In the gym, they say that I'm a beast, y'all. Set apart, the nations all hating me. Set a trap, they lying in wait for me. Chris Paul, they don't wanna play with me. But if you love me, I'm asking that you pray with me. Cause
I was set apart for God's use.
chosen.
I was set apart for God's use. Born in His image.
Chosen. And thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people, chosen above all people that's on the face of the earth. That's Deuteronomy 7 and 6. That's you, black and Latin man. Chosen. That's you, black and Latin woman. Yeah. But we the chosen. Chosen.
Shout out to all my high exalted warriors, man. Rum Gaddaga Baryan. Run. War. They said they got the time, boy, say no more. Look up to the sky for a flaming sword. It's no surprise we who they hating on. Ancient war, break them all, then we praise our Lord. See we them kings, we coming back. Take everything, make it a stack. Ancient of days, painting the map. Trusting the king, holy in black. Twisting their brain, but it's a fact. This is the way, killing the chat. They are Josiah, drill them to ash. You'll see one day, break down that cocaine, Diablo. Jewelry, all day, propane, follows, coonies, sellouts. You'll reap sorrow, nigga. They hate these promises. You'll be swallowed.
Fuck, man. Yo, what's good? And all this work we done put in, they putting money over God. Shit. Don't worry about it, man. You putting God over money. Come.
I love those.
Yo, I teach in the streets cause I want to. I teach in the streets cause I have to. Your pastors don't do it, your teachers don't do it. Religion don't do it, we got you. Whether
Well, alrighty, brothers and sisters, shalom, shalom, shalom. For those of y'all that are watching on YouTube, I don't know what the technical difficulties was about with StreamYard today, but we're going to make it through this class. Most High willing, we are going to make it through today's class. All right. I want to give all praises to the Most High. Y'all can mute up on the stage on Clubhouse. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. And I do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother, Priest Daniel, representing Lines of Israel, representing Maccabees TV. I want to say, of course, peace and blessings to everyone that is watching us on our YouTube platforms, which is the Lines of Israel class, as well as on Maccabees TV. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys share the video. Make sure you guys drop a comment so it can trigger the algorithm. All right. Also, I want to give a shout out to my brother Nasai, as always, for allowing us to use his platform to broadcast directly into people's homes. We really appreciate that. That's very, very important. You know, I wonder sometimes how many people actually, wake up or actually see these videos from home. It'd be really interesting one day to find out how many people actually have seen these videos at home and maybe even coming to the truth. That'd be really interesting to know. I don't know if there's any type of demographics that Messiah has access to in his back channel for his platform, but that'd be really interesting to see. And what the viewership is as well, not just for our classes, but just in general, right? But anyway, shout out to Messiah for allowing us to use his platform, of course. And last but definitely not least, I want to say peace and blessings to my Clubhouse family. As always, you guys are welcome to be in the room and listen. Also, ping people into the room. And the link is on top in case of any audio or technical difficulties. The link is on the top of the room in Clubhouse. Although I will tell you guys today's lesson on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of wanting to view it as opposed to listening to it is going to be a 20. It's much more viewer based than it is audio based, but nevertheless, if you're indisposed or you just don't feel like watching, you just want to listen, that's fine as well. I'm going to be playing a lot of videos today. Okay, a lot of videos today. So with that being said, Elazab, if you want to say a few words, I'm just trying to take care of something real quick before I get started. And I intend on getting through this today, guys. I know sometimes the priest could be a little long-winded and stuff like that, but my intention is to get through this, y'all. Y'all pray for me. But guys, Zab, you got it.
Nah, sometimes you got to go in the spirit, man. You might think you're going one way, spirit leads you in another way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man's goings are comings of the Lord, right?
Right.
All praises. Shalom to the family. First and foremost, all praises to the Most High Yahweh. In the name of his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushai, the water to the family. I say Ashar Shabbat. I hope y'all having a blessed and peaceful Sabbath. All right. Shout out to my LOI family. Continue to doing the work, and to Israel scattered in the four corners of the planet Earth. Welcome, y'all. Priest gonna touch on Revelation. It's a lot of things going on that transpired this week. I don't want to touch on them. I don't know. Priest probably got a slide on it. I don't start talking about something. Oh, I got a slide on that, brother. Like, all right.
Talk about whatever you want to talk about, Brooks. I probably don't. I'm continuing. I didn't add to this too much, so I didn't have stuff from last week. So if I missed something and the spirit hit you, just jump right on in, man. It's one of them lessons where I know there's a lot to say. Everybody got something to say, so you
can
always feel free to chime in as the spirit leads you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, right. I know you got a time issue, so I'm gonna let you get straight into
I'm gonna finish this. I love my God First gang. If you part of the God First gang when 12 o'clock comes and you're supposed to be over in the God First gang room, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna finish this chapter one way or another, and then I'm gonna jump in that room as well. I'm not gonna be constrained by time. I ain't gonna go too far over, but I'm gonna finish this today. You know what I mean? So we can move on. You got anything else, Elder? Or no, you good? I'm gonna take it that you're good.
Yeah,
All right. All praise to the Most High. All right. So with that being said, without further ado, brothers and sisters, let me just go ahead, do a little housekeeping here in my back channel. Got too many things open on the screen, and we're gonna go ahead and we're going to get started. So let me go ahead and share my screen now. Today's lesson is a continuation of what we spoke about last week, brothers and sisters, concerning future prophecy, right? Hold on a second now. That's not the right PowerPoint yet. So it's concerning future prophecy. And we started off dealing with Revelation chapter 17 last week. And we got a little bit into it, but we didn't complete the task. So we're going to complete the task today. All right. We're going to toggle around a little bit. So if you guys missed last week's lesson, it is available on YouTube, on our YouTube platforms, Lines of Israel class, as well as Maccabees TV. All right, that was for part one. So I'm not going to really go too deep into what I went into last week. I'm just going to pick up the point from verse 1, and then we're going to jump down to verse number 5, which is where we left off last week. Okay, so we're going to pick it up in Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. It says, "And there came one of the 7 angels, which had 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto you the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." And we understood last week through the lesson that the great whore in our modern times is Mystery Babylon, which is, we believe, to be America. And the many waters that she sits on is the peoples, kindreds, tongues, and nations. And we came to that conclusion really quickly. Let me just go back to it so that nobody's lost, right? Let's see where it is. Is this it? Right. So when you look at Revelation chapter 17, in the same chapter, at verse 15, "And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth," which is America, "are people, multitudes, nations, and tongues." So it's speaking in metaphoric language. It's speaking in symbolic language. But then at the end of the chapter, Yahushua, through his angels, gives John the understanding of what it's talking about. So you don't think it's literally talking about water, nor the water represents people, right? So coming back down to Revelation chapter 17, verse 1 again, it says, "And there came one of the 7 angels which had 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore." What makes America, Mystery Babylon, a great whore? So we looked at scriptures like Jeremiah 2 and 20, for example, how the Most High, or what the Most High refers to as whoredom, metaphorically or symbolically. Jeremiah 2, verse 20. "For of old times," this is the Most High speaking through Jeremiah to Israel, "For of old times I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress." So our people made a covenant with the Most High when the Most High sent us all these different saviors to save us out of Egypt, to save us from the hand of all of our enemies in the book of Judges. We constantly made a vow to the Most High that the Most High, that, being our husband spiritually, we would never transgress. So the Most High broke the yoke of these other nations that they had around us, and we promised we would never transgress. But here's what happened. "When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot. So the Most High said, Israel, after the Most High would deliver us and burst our bands, we would agree that we wouldn't transgress. And then the very thing that we agreed to do, we go back on our word and we would transgress. In other words, we would commit idolatry, which is basically tantamount to whoredom. So when you commit idolatry, that's committing whoredom. So you guys can understand, America is based upon and founded upon, let's just bring it down to the lowest common denominator, satanic principles from top to bottom. And so when you get into politics, when you get into their religion, when you get into their entertainment industry and you want to be a part of that and you feed into that and give your whole spirit over to that, and you hate the Bible, you hate the man of the Most High that rebukes and negates, you hate this truth, you are committing whoredom, not physically, but spiritually. And not just you as an Israelite, but all the nations of the earth as well that will leave their ancient traditions, even though their ancient traditions, as I told y'all last week, are also pagan. But many of these other nations will leave their ancient traditions to follow behind America, to go after, quote unquote, the bag, the money. So they'll follow behind America, worship the gods of America, allow all the sodomy and the whoredom and everything to come into their countries. They'll allow that. So they're also committing whoredom. That's why the Most High refers to it as a whore. Does everybody understand? So now, that kind of should have brought you brothers and sisters up to speed. The rest of it that we went over last week, you guys can catch it in the class that we did last week. Okay, so we're going to pick it up at slide number 26, which is where we left off last week. And again, for you guys that are listening on Clubhouse, we're about to watch a gang of videos. So it's a very visual presentation. So if you're watching on Clubhouse, you might want to click the link at the top or come over to YouTube if you want to watch the videos, or you can just listen. That's fine. So let's pick it up in Revelation chapter 17, verse number 4, before we get to verse number 5. And the woman, talking about the whore, the same whore that's going to be judged in Revelation chapter 17, verse 1, was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Right? These are things that are, when you look at the metaphoric language that we're discussing here, the Most High is metaphorically comparing sin, or the sin that Babylon the Great America follows, to a woman, and the desire that a man, and sometimes even women, and maybe not so much in a sexual manner, but how you'll be drawn to a woman that's decked out and beautiful. Whether you're a man or a woman, if you see a woman that's beautiful, men notice a beautiful woman, and women also notice a beautiful woman. Now, if you're a straight woman, which you should be, and it's true, you don't notice her in a sexual way, but you do know. Women know when other women are pretty. They know that, right? So the Bible is using that sort of metaphoric language and comparing this whore to a beautiful woman that's decked out in purple, right? Purple has many symbolisms in the Bible, symbols rulership, so forth and so on. But it's basically comparing America or Babylon to a woman decked out in very bright colors, purple and scarlet, and also decked out with gold, precious stones, and ornament. Like when you see a women, they wear the earrings, they wear the jewelry, they might wear the nose ring, they might wear bracelets, they might have on a very nice watch, like she's decked out. So what is that? That becomes attractive or alluring, and it draws attention to you. Does everybody understand? That's the metaphoric language that John is using, right? But this woman that's drawing people to her, what's the problem? Continuing reading. Having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations. So you're being lured in by her beauty, but in her hand, she has a cup filled with abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Because once you get up on this woman and you begin to partake of the cup that she has in her hands, because she's beautiful, so you allowed yourself to be allured or seduced, now you are partaking in her sins. And that's what all the nations of the earth do. That's why they're willing to give up their ancient traditions. So the Most High said there's a judgment for America, the great whore, Babylon, corrupting the earth. And there's many of our people, because we're going to focus on our people today, because this gospel is for our people. Many of our people have been allured by her golden cup as well. Or I should say seduced or drunken by her golden cup as well, filled with abominations. because we've allowed ourselves to be allured by her gold, the wealth, precious stones and pearls, everything America will offer you in exchange for your soul. Wine, when consumed in large quantities, as we discussed last week, and I didn't spell quantities, right? But y'all gonna forgive me for that, right? We should build it while we fly, boy. I tell you, there we go. Yeah, I did pass spelling class in school, y'all. Believe it or not. So wine, when consumed in large quantities, distorts one's capability to think soberly. So that's why wine is used metaphorically here. When you consume all the abominations of America, right? You get seduced by these things, mainly through social media. You can't think straight because your timeline of your social media is just bombarding you with craziness. That's why a lot of our people are bugged out. Those of us in the truth are not so bugged out, but like I said last week, many of us in the truth, started with myself, also sometimes are addicted and glued to your cell phone. It's like within the first 20 minutes of you getting up, you grabbing your phone. That's an addiction. It is. We live in Babylon, so there's some things that affect us as well. We're not exempt from that. But the difference is we have the Bible to kind of bring us back to reality and give us that reality check. Our people don't have that. They've been so allured by this whore, right? And all she has to offer, they're like, to hell with this truth. Let's continue. This is accomplished today through social media, so forth and so on, right? This is accomplished today through their media. Oh shoot, there's another spelling error. Wow, I told you we build it while we fly. Goodness gracious, how did I spell it? VTH? Yeah, I can spell, y'all. It may not look like it today. Anyway, through their media, and more importantly, social media, and rationally and fornication in the Most High's eyes is wickedness and an offense against him. To put the picture in the everyday context, the nations of the world are intoxicated with their rejection of God and have turned to the worship of the power of the dominating world power, the beast, which is spearheaded by America. And that's what's happening in Revelation 17:4. Let's continue. Now, brothers and sisters, we're going to do a little vocabulary today. What is a Faustian bargain? Does anybody know what a Faustian bargain is? Have you ever heard that term before? If you've never heard of the term Faustian bargain, you're going to learn today. Because one of the ways that we are seduced by the abominations of this whore is that there are certain of our people, because I told y'all we're dealing with our people. There are certain of our people that have made a Faustian bargain with the whore. They become allured by her what? They become allured by her being decked out in gold and precious stone and pearls. Everything that this whore can offer them, they're allured by it. And they want a part of it. They want their piece of the pie, proverbially. So they make what is called a Faustian bargain. What is a Faustian bargain? A Faustian bargain is a deal with the devil, which is scriptural, as you guys can see in Luke chapter 4. We're about to read it. But first, let's watch the video. I'm going to wait for him to finish writing it, then I'm going to pause it, and we're going to read it. Okay, let's read that. What is a Faustian bargain? A Faustian bargain is an agreement or bargain or deal in which a person sacrifices or abandons his or her morals. Most of the people that they give us as celebrities and so-called leaders in our community, most of the people that they give us, right, know better. And I'm going to show you that. They know better. And this is a war that they've been waging on our people now for, I want to say, maybe 80 years, if not longer, right? And they know better, but they don't do better. Most of them were raised in quote-unquote Christian houses with parents that were quote-unquote Christians that believed in God, so they know better. But when they become older, they allow themselves to be allured by all this world has to offer. They put what they were taught and also what's naturally ingrained in their subconscious as being righteous, because we are a righteous people innately. But we allow ourselves to be seduced by the whore. And a lot of them put aside what they know is right because they want the riches and the fame, right? So it's an agreement or bargain or deal in which a person sacrifices or abandons his or her moral, ethical, or spiritual values in favor of wealth, power, or other benefits. A reference to the legend of Faust, who sold his soul to the devil for unlimited knowledge and power. So it's called a Faustian bargain based on a story from the Middle Ages called The Legend of Faust, which we're going to watch a video on that in a second. But what I want you guys to know, the Faustian bargain is in the Bible. It's the book of Luke, chapter 4. We're going to start from verse number 1. And Jesus, Yahushua, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. Verse 3. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, command this stone that it be made bread. And Yahushua answered him, saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God. Verse 5. Here's the Faustian bargain. And the devil, taking him up into an high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, meaning the kingdoms of the world at that time were delivered to Satan. They were delivered over to Satan, just like the great whore is. And Satan decides who in his time he's going to give the fame and the power and the influence to. Not going to give it to guys like us or sisters like you sisters that know the truth, that will promote the truth. No, they're going to give it to people that are willing to sell their soul. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me. And to whomsoever I will, I give it. So Satan is the one, in many cases, in this society that, quote unquote, blesses people to become famous and rich in this society. Not in every case, but in many cases, especially the people that are promoted on television and are at the top of Hollywood, so forth and so on. Those people are strategically placed there because they make the Faustian bargain. They're willing to worship Satan overtly, but in many cases, covertly. Meaning you're looking at these people doing satanic rituals and stuff in the movies, in music videos, so forth and so on, but you don't recognize it. You just think it's normal. You don't recognize it. So this is called the Faustian bargain. And to whomsoever I will, I give it. If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. So the people that make it to the top in this society basically have to make this deal. Let's go to the next slide. So now let's actually look really quickly. It's not too long of a video where they say that they get it from. We all know now that this comes actually from the Bible, but there's also a legend from the 14, I believe, or 1500s. It's going to tell you in the video about this guy called Faust, and that's why it's called the Faustian bargain, making a deal with the devil. Let's go.
Faust was learned
and all of this is in relation to Revelation chapter 17. This is the nations, including us, drinking of the wine of the wrath of fornication. We're committing fornication with this whore by making a deal with the devil. Let's go.
Faust was learned and well read, but saw that life had passed him by. One dark and gloomy night, he said, "There's nothing for it but to die." In deep despair, the doctor cried to heaven above and hell below, and from the murk a voice replied,
"I'm Mephistopheles. Hello. I'm here to offer you a trade. The standard deal, you know it well. Riches, youth, a pretty maid, and in return you will burn in hell."
So now, riches, that's what a lot of our people get into the entertainment for, right? A lot of these guys want to live in their youth forever, don't want to mature, right? And let's be real, for the men, they get in there so they can get as many women as they can get. Because a lot of these dudes, before they became rich and famous, couldn't get no women. They had no game. They had no conversation. A lot of these dudes is average to below average looking, right? But they get some money They get some clothes, they get some cars, they get some fame, and sometimes they get some work done. They get their teeth fixed or whatever the hell they do, right? And now they begin to get women who are only with them for money. But they don't give a damn. This is the Faustian bargain. This is what you get. Let's go.
Sounds too good to be true, I know. But wait, there's more. The big reveal. This is Marguerite.
Oh, where's the downside? It's a deal. To signify the pact would stand, the doctor shook the devil's hand. A flash, and Faust is young once more, and when he meets with Marguerite, he's hot to trot. Oh, yeah. She's not quite sure.
Don't worry,
said the fiend. We'll cheat. She found the box of jewels with glee.
Y'all get it? Now you young, rich, and famous. You get the girl, but to keep the girl, you got to buy her what? Jewelry. Does that sound like what's going on in the world today? You have a lot of these Instagram models and video vixens and all that stuff like that. They got the ones that all these dudes are dying to be with, right? They call themselves baddies nowadays, whatever the hell the going phrase is. And in order to get those women at the quote unquote top, because they're not at the top, they're just, a lot of them are just, we're gonna call it what is their top whores. That's what they are, they're top whores. Literally and figuratively. But in order to get those women, you got to ply them with riches and money and all this stuff. That's why a lot of chicks now, the going thing is, if you're not making 6 figures or more, they don't want to talk to you. So dudes are out here killing themselves, doing illegal things, whatever they have to do to get the money to get the women. That's all making a deal with the devil. If you are a drug dealer and you're selling drugs, you're not, a lot of these dudes that sell drugs, which is wicked as hell, you're not just selling drugs to make some money to pay your rent, to pay your car note, to live. You selling drugs to get rich so you can get the women and the cars. Because you're not going to get the women if you ain't got the money. And that's why they do it. Many years ago, your man Jay-Z made a song called The Power of the P. I ain't going to play it for you. It's called The Power of the P. It was on, not P as in urine, y'all. The Power of the P word, right? The P word that ends with the Y. Jay-Z made a song about that years ago. It's on one of them Best of Both Worlds albums he made with that pedophile R. Kelly. But he made a song called The Power of the P, where he basically breaks it down. A lot of these dudes make these Faustian bargains ultimately to get women because they couldn't do it any other way. That's what it is. Let's go.
They suit my coloring perfectly.
Now Faust got jiggy with the maid, declared his love, and she did too. But all too soon his ardor strayed, and Faust moved on to pastures new. Now she's dismayed.
I'm pregnant too.
Her brother learns about her plight.
Sir, we'll duel to the death.
With fiendish help, Faust wins the fight.
Dear sister, with my dying breath, I curse your rotten soul to hell.
Yes, I'll make sure of that as well.
Her brother dies, and Marguerite is left alone, bereft, betrayed. Still, her defeat is not complete. There's more in store for that poor maid. Infanticide, a prison stretch, insanity, all lie in wait. What hope has this poor hapless wretch of turning round her fate? And what of Faust? Can any act release him from his dreadful pact? What if he should turn to prayer? Come and find out, if you dare.
I do not recommend shaking hands with the devil.
So yeah, prayer ain't gonna get you out the situation once you're in it. Once you're in it, you're in it. So real quick, before we get to that, right? I'm gonna switch PowerPoints for a second. I'm gonna show you something. Let's come here. We were warned many a moon ago by Malcolm X about something. And I want you guys to think about when Malcolm X lived. We're talking about the 50s and the 60s. The 1950s and 60s. I want you guys to see that the same issue that they were struggling with then is the same issue we're struggling with now, because they keep recycling the playbook because a lot of our people haven't woken up to the truth yet. And those of us that have, we're considered on the fringe element of our people. Nobody wants to hear it. Listen to what Malcolm said back in 1962, I believe this interview was. Listen.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
So these people back in the 1950s and the 1960s, these singers, the ball players, the actors, the comedians, all these people, our people, made a Faustian bargain for their position in order to allow or seduce our people to drink of this fornication cocktail, for lack of a better word, that the whore America is serving. And our people were seduced by it then, and they're seduced by it now. Here's your black leader. This is Quavo from the Migos. For all you old heads that don't know, right? I'm an old head too, but I know. For all you old heads that don't know, this is Quavo from the Migos. Kamala Harris is bringing all the degenerates out at her campaign rallies. This is Quavo. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, he has on a tight shirt that's spandex with no sides, like it's see-through on the sides. That's gay. I'm sorry. We going in today. We're not holding nothing back. That's gay, right? You can see through it. That's crazy. And he's about to get up there and give a speech about gun violence, except that's what you talk about in your music, the hypocrisy, right? But she don't have him there because she care about our people. She has him there because these people have made the Faustian bargain with the elites. We'll trot you out every 4 years to try to seduce the people to vote for a particular candidate, and then you can go back to seducing the people and putting them to sleep. Malcolm cried about this in the 1950s and 60s. How are they able to run the same play on us still all these years later? Because our people haven't woken up. That's why. This is all related to Revelation 17, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. This is how they did it. This is them playing in your face. I'm not even going to play it. You can go watch it yourself. It's on YouTube. I just want you guys to see it. And of course, we all saw this. We all saw this crap, right? We all saw this crap. Another minstrel, Meg Thee Stallion.
Now, I know my ladies in the crowd love their body. And if you want to keep loving your body, you know who to go for.
Okay. Okay.
So, hold on, please.
What
she advocated. Bring that back a little bit if you have a little time.
Let's play it again. It's only a couple seconds. We play it again.
Something about advocating for power over your body. Is that what?
Yes, which we know that's talking about. Let's play it again, and you can comment on it. Let's play it again.
Now I know my ladies in the crowd love their body. And if you want to keep loving your body, you know who to go for.
So how you gonna keep loving your body? So you up there twerking and gyrating and just acting all scandalous as you want to be. So you trying to say subconsciously vote for the Democrats so you could just be a skank to no end. Is that what they're saying?
I definitely take that away from that, but I also take away from that she's also promoting abortion as well.
Oh yeah. I was gonna go into that too, because that goes into, because that's promiscuity, right? And then it goes into be loose with it, and when you you know what I mean, you get pregnant or whatever, because that's the consequences when a man lay with a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have a child or you're pregnant, you're impregnated with a child, they don't even call it a child, they call it a fetus. Straight disrespect, right? Then you got the option to go kill it. That's demonic. That's wicked, man. I just wanted to say that.
Oh yeah. So they got to trot the women out, the people out that the people love. They're best puppets. They save them for the puppet show for our people, and we fall for it, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, what is the consequences of the Faustian bargain, right? Many of you guys have seen this video before, but some of you guys may not have seen this before. And even some more of our older audience may not know who this is. This is another one of those minstrels by the name of Sukiana, right? Just a straight disgrace to our people. But Sukiana had a moment of clarity, ladies and gentlemen. It was only for a moment. I don't know if the MK Ultra programming wore off for the moment or whatever happened, but she had a moment of clarity and her own tongue fell upon her. A lot of times we use that scripture in the book of Psalms to talk about Esau, but that could be talking about anybody. She's telling on herself just for the moment. So instead of us lying on a sister, let's let her tell you that she made a Faustian bargain too.
I want to tell you I apologize and I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but as far as this music stuff, I won't be doing this music stuff anymore. I started this because this was my dream. And, you know, I wanted to make sure I could get me and my kids out the hood. It's always been my passion to rap.
Let's stop right there for a second. Let's stop right there for a second. And we're going to bring it back just a little bit. Let's talk about that. I know Zahab knows about this as well. Most rappers, that's their dream. Nobody goes into the industry expecting to make the Faustian bargain. That's not why. You spend years honing your craft. If you are a producer, if you are a writer, whatever it is that you do, if you're a singer, you spend years upon years honing your craft, right? And when you get to a certain level, now you want to share your craft with the world. You want to share your gifts with the world. And you believe that there's a saying, right, amongst our people that says your talent will make room for you. We believe things like that, right? Some of you guys heard your grandparents and your parents say that phrase, your talents will make room for you. So we buy into that. So we have a talent as a singer, a rapper, whatever it is, and you go into the industry really believing that your talent is going to make room for you. Like you're going to go in there, you're going to make these great records and people are going to love you, you're going to make money, and that's just the end of the story. But no, to get to the top of the industry, you got to make that deal. So she went in thinking that's what it was. When she got there, she found out something else.
And I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but as far as this music stuff, I won't be doing this music stuff anymore. I started this because this was my dream. And, you know, I wanted to make sure I could get me and my kids out the hood. It's always been my passion to rap. A while ago, I had signed a contract and I didn't know nothing about the business or this game out here. And just like, you know, I'm realizing that I signed my soul. I sold my soul to the devil. I signed myself to the devil. I don't even own myself no more. I sold my soul to the motherfucking devil, and I done prayed.
I'm sorry for if the kids are listening. I'm sorry for the 4-letter words, but this is real stuff we got to talk about. It's real. Let's go.
Motherfucking devil, and I done prayed. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. You know, it's just like I don't know if God can get me out of this. You know, and it's just like to the point where I don't even know, like I can't. I just want to say I'm sorry to my fans. I know y'all love me. I know y'all believe in me, but I can't. I didn't know what I was doing back then. And
that's where I don't agree. I don't know if Zab disagrees. That's why I don't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hey, man, I'm not trying to be heartless, man, but like, all right. So the wicked spirit jumped off of her. She had a moment of clarity, right? But she wasn't doing that when she was twerking and you know what I mean? Revealing and doing all that. And I'm not just gonna like ride on the sisters only because the men do it too. You have brothers who do that too. But it's just that, you know, the sisters, they're more, you know, emotional, so they'll let it out real, like they'll reveal it more than a man. I just want to bring out one quick scripture, priest.
Go ahead, bro.
Proverbs 14 and verses 15 and 16. I'm gonna stop at 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. How did Malcolm X talk about that from back then and today is still going on? Because people believe in every word. How many stories did people watch? Where are they now when they said, yo, I signed a crazy contract and you still doing it to this day? At what point am I gonna be like, all right, you know what? I feel sorry for her. Everybody tell you, yo, make sure get your paperwork right. Yada da. The reason why I'm saying that because priests know we dabbled in the music industry at one point in time, but the Most High didn't want us to go down that road. But again, you can't be simple like that. To think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna just make some money and like she said, take care of my kids and I'm gonna just get up on out of the end. It don't work like that, sis. And somebody failed her because somebody never pull her to the side like, hey, sis, it don't work like that. You got to give up that pound of flesh, so to speak. You got to make that bond, that bargain. You know, I say, King.
God, all praises. Okay. So you guys understand, it's not just the women. It's not just the women. It's the men too. Here's a nice little mashup here. Let's listen. Just we're gonna let them talk. Let them talk. Listen to Cardi B.
Let's say if the devil comes to you, right? And so I'll give you $100 million, but I want you to turn your back on God. Would you turn your back on God, or will you take that $100 million?
Her scenario is in the Bible. That's crazy. But we're looking at it right there on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's keep going.
You know, in Hollywood and in the industry and the stuff we do, there's a lot of like insider secrets to keeping your career going.
There's a lot of insider secrets. That was Austin Kutcher. There's a lot of inside secrets to keeping your career going. In other words, you got to make the bargain. Listen to 6ix9ine. Listen to 6ix9ine. Listen.
Hear it. This industry is not what it seems to be. Listen, this is a rapper. You got 200 followers. I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than you. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged.
Yeah, because you made the deal and they didn't. That's why you got where you are and they're not. And you're admitting that they're better than you. They have more talent than you. They thought their talent would make room for them, but it didn't because they didn't make the deal and you did. Let's go.
It's rigged.
Everything else is crap. I promise you.
I believe that I had to become a famous, idea.
Yeah.
And get all the stuff that people dream about, and accomplish a bunch of things that that look like success.
Everything around us that we call life was made up by people that are no smarter than you.
And it looks great. I mean, it looks great when you got a cool car and you got good, nice clothes, and and you've done something that people.
That's the gold and pearls and costly array that the whore is decked out in. You guys understand? We're just visually seeing it. It's the stuff that lures you in.
Admire, but it can never fulfill you. You can never be happy,
Right, because you know what you did. We're gonna stop it there. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. Let's look at this guy right here by the name of Noriega. Right, you guys might know him from the Drink Champs podcast, but before that, he was a pretty successful rapper for a moment until it was time for him to be presented with his Faustian bargain, which he says he didn't take. Me personally, I don't believe him. Or maybe he didn't take it then, but he might have taken it by now. But that's a whole nother conversation. Nevertheless, at this particular time, he's actually telling you the truth. Listen.
It's a level of success where it's a door. It's a door. When you platinum and you're getting 50,000 a show, I've been there. There's a door that you can walk in. I'm not sure if it's homo or if it's Illuminati. I just didn't take that though. I went straight. What do you mean? This is when you get to a level of success, when you getting 30, 40, 50,000 a show, you platinum, you running across the world.
That's the gold, costly array, the pearls, everything, all the riches. Yeah, that seduced you, right? That's what the horse seduced you with. Let's go.
There's 3 different doors, right? There's 3 different ways to walk. There's to the left, there's to the right, and then there's straight. Straight is you're on your own.
In other words, you don't take the deal. The door that's straight, you don't take the Faustian bargain. Come on.
Let's see if you continue this success, young man. Let's see if it's all about your skills,
And you guys, probably many of you have heard of people that were one-hit wonders. These are people that did not take the Faustian bargain. That's why they had one hit. Very talented people, one hit, one album, and gone. Understand? Come on.
Man, let's really see that. And you went straight. To the right, I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on.
You guys hear the doors? To go straight, you on your own. We done took you to the top of the mountain by giving you a platinum album. You're here. Now you got to worship the devil. No, I don't want to worship the devil. That's the door in the middle. The door to the right, that's the alphabet community. You got to become one of them. You got to participate in those particular acts, right? Which is a form of worshiping the devil in its own way. We won't get into that right now. The door to the left, you got to make a blood sacrifice.
he don't know what's in the doors, but he describing them very well though.
That's a very good point. And think about that. You know what's in them doors because you know, yeah, right. That's a very good point, Zah. Very good point. Let's go back a little bit because I interrupted the flow of thought. Let's go back just a little bit. It's not a long video. Let's go.
If you continue this success, young man, let's see if it was all about your skills, young man. Let's really see that. You went straight to the right. I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there. And then there's to the left. I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there. I'm not sure because I went straight. But I was offered these doors. It's just
He got taken to the top of the mountain, and Satan told him, "I'll give you all of this if you worship me." That's what happened. This is Bible. Listen.
I don't. No. I'm saying that to the right when I seen it, those was those guys over there. You know what I'm saying? Those different people, which I have no problem with. You know, that's y'all. You feel me? And I just chose to go straight, and I haven't been platinum since.
Never had another hit record after that. Never. But now he has a successful podcast. So I got under Diddy, I believe. Zob. Diddy was the main one pushing that his podcast. So
Nah, Diddy got Revolt. At least at the time, he had Revolt. Drink Champs is something different.
Oh, I thought
but
Revolt.
at the end of the day, is somebody's behind there pulling the strings, priest. So you know, so one half a dozen the other, like Benjamin said.
I thought Revolt was being pushed by was pushing his podcast, but I could be wrong. I don't know why I thought that.
Oh, Khan. Yeah, you're right. I think they were the one put it on the platform. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I think maybe he circled back. I don't know. I can't make no accusations. I'll let everybody that's listening, you guys decide. We just showing you what the Bible is saying so you guys can see it and make sense of it. What is written in a form of allegory and symbolism in the Bible is playing out in front of your face and mine too. That's what we're trying to show you. But now I know some of your Benjamites are like, oh, that's not us. Yeah, it's you too. It's you too. Your top artist too. You got your own Sukianas in the form of Spice. She's the Benjamite Sukiana. She's the Benjamite Sexy Red. It's the same thing. One of your top artists is a girl by the name of Coffee, right? Coffee. She's a damn lesbian. Jamaican. That's what she is. Y'all did it too. Benjamin be trying to act like not us. Yes, it's you too. This is your guy, Vibes Cartel. You know, a lot of Judah don't keep up with what's going on in Benjamin. He just got out of jail, right? But this dude is one of the worst influences on dancehall ever. His music is toxic. One of the biggest things that he promotes, man, is bleaching your skin. He promotes that. He has a hit song called Cake Soap. It came out before he was put in. I'll let you go in, Zab. I know this is up your lane. He had a hit song called Cake Soap many years ago that was a big hit in Jamaica, and it was promoting people to bleach their skin. And it was a big hit, and a lot of the youth were influenced by that. This dude sold his soul, period. Anyways, Zab, you was going to say something?
Now I was gonna say he introduced the term cake soap on a mass scale level. It was only parts of Caribbean, Africa, and all that they was really doing it like that. He brought it to a more like acceptable level where, you know what I mean, once the thing hit America, because that is the woman pursuant to Revelation 17, what you're talking about, it got amplified more. Now it's like, all right, it's cool to bleach your skin. It's cool to use the cake soap. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Come on, let's watch this video. So a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Benjamites started picking up on between what he was pushing in his music and the symbolism and everything else. A lot of Jamaicans started realizing this nigga sold out just like the rapper sold out. So they started accusing him. So of course now he has to do an interview, and I'm gonna spoil it for you. He's gonna say he didn't sell out and try to make mockery of it, but it's clear. You under so much pressure for being a sellout, just like the rappers are, you had to answer the question. You had to get asked the question, and you had to answer the question because we know you are a sellout. And I believe that's part of the reason why he got out for that murder case that he's supposed to be in there for. Anyway, let's go.
What about the cult? That you're a member of a cult?
So the first thing is the Jamaican people are like, dude, you in a cult, right? They can see it clearly. Let's go.
All right. A lot of people say Vybz Kartel sell his soul to the devil. I'd like to know how the selling of one's soul to the devil go. Like if you put out an ad in the Gleaner saying soul for sale, good condition, You know what I mean? And the devil contacts you, he writes a check, or he gives you a manager's check and you change it. I want to know how that goes because that is news to me. I don't know how somebody can sell his soul to the devil.
Well, the Bible tells you. You get all the riches, you get taken to the top of the mountain, you become the top guy, you call yourself the world boss, right? You one of the top dance hall artists in the world. They take you to the top, and in order for you to continue your success, you got to sell out. That's how it goes. And everybody knows that you was on top before you went to jail, and they believe you sold your soul based on what you were pushing. That's a fact. I had to throw this in here because everybody likes to jump on just Judah. Like Judah's the only one that's selling out. No, you Benjamites are sellouts too. Ephraim and Levi, we're gonna get y'all later. Let's continue.
What about it?
Let's continue. Okay, so more selling out, right? Does everybody know what this is right here? Does anybody know what this is right here? You guys may not know what this is right here. That is Baphomet. That's Baphomet. And by the way, once we get through these videos, we're gonna put the gasoline on, and we're gonna get through the rest of the lesson. But I'm showing a lot of videos for a reason. I'm staying here for a reason. This image right here is of Baphomet, right? Let's watch the video. Watch this. So this is a Baphomet charm necklace, guys. Let's go. See that? See the head of Baphomet is the goat. Y'all see that? Okay. The head of Baphomet is the goat. Keep watching that, right? So guys, I got this off of Instagram. No, is it Instagram or TikTok? The TikTok shop. Either way, there's a shop called witchjoseph.com that sells this charm. It's a Baphomet necklace, right? Okay, let's go to the next slide. So you guys can see it, right? I got it right here from TikTok. There it is, the TikTok shop from a guy by the name of Witch Joseph, and he sells these Baphomet chains. What I want you guys to notice is the head of Baphomet is the goat. You guys see that? Okay. You guys might be asking, what is Baphomet? Which, by the way, they have a statue of him at an airport, by the way, but that's a whole other thing. We're not going to get into that right now. What is Baphomet? Listen.
The sigil of Baphomet is one of the most controversial symbols out there. It's the official insignia of the Church of Satan, created in 1966.
So Baphomet is the official insignia of the Church of Satan. It is to worship Satan. And Satan has the power to, as we know now from the book of Luke, chapter 4, Satan is the one that gives you the whole entire world if you worship him. Right? Let's go.
The founder of the church, Anton LaVey, to represent earthly desires and earthly principles.
That's all we needed. We ain't going to spend much time because we got to speed up a little bit. So that's what Baphomet represents. It's the official insignia of the Church of Satan. And it has a lot of other esoteric meanings, but we're just going to deal basic today. Let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your man Snoop Dogg, right? Committing fornication with the beast at the Olympics. He has on a chain. Who's that on his chain? That's Baphomet. Did you guys catch that at the Olympics? That's Baphomet. Okay, just let that resonate a little bit. Some of you, for you older heads that love the Snoop D-O-double-G, D-O-double-G, your man is a damn sellout. He took the Faustian bargain too, as well. Understand that. He's not there at the Olympic Games for nothing. He's there because he is a sellout. That's what he is. I'm offending some people. Some of y'all are attached to these celebrities. That's okay. Let's never forget that our guy Kanye West, every now and then Kanye West is the programming wears off a little bit. The demons might leave and take a break for a little bit, and he comes out and says things like, we're the true Hebrews, we're the blood of Judah, and the Israelites get excited. But understand, your man Kanye took the Faustian bargain. Even if sometimes the demons jump off him for a minute, he tells some truths. And sometimes he does expose the elites and behind the scenes. We're not going to say that doesn't happen. Right? But then we also know he jumps right back into it right after. Why? Because he made the deal. He says that we're the true blood of Judah, then goes out and marries a so-called Jew woman. What is that? So here's Kanye West right here. Let's go ahead and let's build it while we fly. I thought I put this in here already, so you guys get to see how I make my PowerPoints. So I want to make sure that we highlight these things. Boom. Let's put the arrow right there so you guys can see it. Boom. Right? Let's add another arrow right there. See how we build? See how we do it? See the little stuff I got to sit here and do to put these PowerPoints together for you guys during the week? You know what I'm saying? It's not easy as what you guys think. Anyway, Let's go ahead and drag this bad boy right over here. And now we come back and we look at it again, and you guys can see. That's Baphomet. Right there on his pants. Right there. Which is the same chain Snoop was wearing. And that's Baphomet on the shirt. Right there. See the Ram said? That's the same thing your man Snoop had right here. Same thing. Right? Okay. And there's Sasha Fierce, the girl Beyonce. All right. Let's build this too. Right? Let's build this as well. She has on, what do you call this? Is this a bathing suit? Is this a dress? Like, what do we call this right here? I have no idea. You sisters could let me know. I have no idea what that is supposed to be. Right? But I know it's Baphomet though. That's what I know. Right? So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and open back up. And we see Beyonce has, let's call it a Baphomet bathing suit, a dress. Right there. You can see the gold head right there? That's Sasha Fierce. And right here, from Media Takeout, right? They took a picture of Beyonce and she has a Baphomet ring on her finger. See it right there? Okay. All right. So enough of that. All right. Enough of that. Now we're going to move on. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse number 5. It says, and upon her forehead, because back then when John was writing this, it wasn't exactly clear who this whore was that was going to seduce the kings of the earth. It was a mystery, and it still is. Only the elect are going to understand this. Only the people of the Most High are going to be able to receive this. Is mystery Babylon a religion? Well, Revelation chapter 17, verse 5, and upon her forehead was written mystery, comma, Babylon. So the place is not called Mystery Babylon. It's not called Mystery Babylon. It's not called Mystery Babylon. That's what the churches teach. They say Mystery Babylon. It's not Mystery Babylon. It's called Babylon the Great. That's the reason why a comma separates it from the rest of it. It's a mystery as to who Babylon the Great is. Does everybody understand that the place is not called Mystery Babylon? It is a mystery. At the time when John was writing this, nobody could understand who or what this was talking about. It's a mystery as to who Babylon the Great is. Who is this mother of harlots and abominations of the earth that all the other nations follow behind? It's a mystery as to who it is. Does everybody understand that? Let's move on. Well, let me say this. You see the same thing that you see in the book of Ezekiel, which I kind of went over this last week, right? You see the war of Gog and Magog. These countries of today are going to fulfill what Ezekiel called the war of Gog and Magog in Ezekiel chapters 38 and 39. But they're not called that today. They're called by a different name. And it's the same thing with Babylon the Great. It's not ancient Babylon. It would be a mystery as to who Babylon is. And the Most High would reveal that secret to his servants, the prophets, and to the elect. That's it. Everybody else is not going to get it, even though it's right in front of their face, right? This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. We kind of went over this last week a little bit. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. What day? When Christ returns. That day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, meaning Israel had to fall in 70 AD, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. That's why they seduce all the nations of the earth with their abominations. They are opposed to God. And they try to lure all the other nations in to that mentality, that way of thinking. Or that is worship. So that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You can use this for Caesar Borgia, but it goes way deeper than that. Way deeper than that. Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. So Paul is telling the church of Thessalonica, when I was with you, I told you that Israel had to fall. There had to be a fallen way first. The man of sin had to be revealed. And how you would recognize him is he'd be opposed to everything that's in the Bible. Let's just make it simple for ourselves today. All God's laws, statutes, and commandments, all that is righteous, he's going to be the opposite of all that. If you look at the 10 commandments, thou shalt not kill, he's going to be a killer. Honor your mother and your father. He's going to teach that. He's going to pass laws where children can divorce their parents. Thou shalt not steal, but he stole this land from the Native Americans. Thou shalt have no other gods before me, but you put up Caesar Borgias. He'd be completely opposite to everything that's written in the law. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. So it was a mystery, but it would be revealed in time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. The Romans were in power, and they were, as the Greeks before them, they were the beginning of this mystery of iniquity, mystery Babylon, that was being revealed. Because a lot of what ancient Rome did, America carries on those traditions today. And ancient Rome got a lot of their traditions that go all the way back to ancient Babylon. I'm talking about Nimrod, ancient Babylon, not Nebuchadnezzar, ancient Babylon. I'm talking about Nimrod, ancient Babylon. A lot of what the Romans were doing goes back to ancient Babylon, and a lot of what America does goes back to ancient Rome. So that mystery was already, they were already showing themselves, but it will be manifest in its time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Who is he who lets? That's the Most High. The Most High allowed them to have their time to rule so that they can reveal themselves as being Babylon the Great. So the Most High allowed them to have a time for them to reveal themselves, to show themselves, until he be taken out of the way, right? But eventually they're going to be taken out of the way. And then when they reveal themselves, when the mystery is revealed as to who Babylon the Great is, the mother of harlots, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. One of the ways that this mystery is being revealed is through us teaching. And by us teaching, we're consuming their kingdom. We're destroying them just with words. That's why they hate the Israelites so much. Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. When Yahweh Shai and the angels make their second coming, they're going to destroy this place, Mystery Babylon. Even him, whose comings is after the workings of Satan. And that's what Mystery Babylon is. You have to make the Faustian bargain with this place. You have to drink of the wine of her fornication. You have to do that in order to fit it in the society, or else you are on the outskirts and it's going to get worse. Let's move on. And I told you guys last week a great book that makes the parallel between Rome and ancient Babylon, Nimrod Babylon, is this book called The Two Babylons by Alexander Hislop, which this book is actually on our website. I believe it's on our website, Zob.
I was just going to ask that also.
Yeah,
you have the PDF version, right?
I believe, I do have the PDF. If it's not on our website, it will be soon because I have the PDF version. I'm going to give it to you. It's free. You guys don't have to buy it. All right, let's move on. I want you guys to think about this for a second. Think about it. If Mystery Babylon was not a mystery and easily identifiable, America would have destroyed the Bible a long time ago, but they didn't because they didn't understand it. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7. It says, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophet. You can replace the word secret to mysteries. The Most High will reveal the mysteries to his servants, the prophets. They're the ones that's going to be able to see and understand and make sense of what the Bible shrouds in symbolic talk. Everybody's not going to get it. Let's move on. Revelation chapter 17, verse 6. And I saw the woman, the whore, drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai, Jesus Christ. Right? Now, in ancient times, when John was writing this, guys, I want you to understand that the Romans had already done this. The Romans had already crucified Yahweh Shai, right? And the 12, for the most part, had all, excuse me, let me rephrase that. 11 of the 12 apostles had already been killed. John was literally the last one, right? Then you had a lot of Israelites that were being killed that were believers in Yahweh Shai as well. Some of them were being killed by the Romans themselves, and some of them were being killed by the Sanhedrin. And part of the reason why they were being killed by the Sanhedrin, as we learn in the book of John, I believe it's chapter 11, is because the Romans gave the Sanhedrin their position and they wanted to keep it. So anybody that would interrupt that, they kill him. And of course, the Romans were killing our people as well. And Herod was killing our people as well. The Herods too. That was happening back then. And it's going to happen again now. Right now, they're just talking against us. They're trying to debunk the Israelites. They're trying to do all these things, trying to give us a bad name, so forth and so on. But none of it is working. The truth is spreading anyway. So at some point, this woman, this beast, is going to openly make war with the Israelites. And that's the part that I don't think a lot of Israelites, I'm going to include myself in that, are really ready for, even though we talk about it. It's one thing to talk about. It's another thing when there's open war openly on us, and they're going to turn the minds of our people against us. That's why I went through that whole montage of videos to show you how easy it is to persuade our people with celebrities through the media. Well, the media is going to be used as a vehicle that's going to turn the people against the Israelites as well, to the point where the white man's not going to have to come and kill every last one of the Israelite teachers. Some of our own people are going to do it for him, thinking they're doing God's service. Just like in ancient times, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen to everybody, but it's coming. And I don't know that Israelites are ready for that conversation. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. So we're here in Revelation chapter 17, verse 6. We're going to go 5 chapters before. Watch this. This is Revelation chapter 12. We're going to pick it up from verse 15. It says, and the serpent, the same beast, the same dragon, cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman. That's through his media. It's trying to drown us with abominations and lies and fornication and sin and evil and false religions, that he might cause her, our people, to be carried away of the flood, to go to hell off, to be evil, to be wicked, to be seduced. That's what he's doing. Verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, which is the Bible. And the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. So the Bible is revealing all the lies that Esau be telling, that Esau tells. It swallows that up. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. Wroth is angry. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God. So there's a remnant of Israel, right, that keeps the commandments. Isaiah, I believe it's chapter 1, verse 9. The Most High, he said, except I have left you a small remnant, you would have all been as Sodom and Gomorrah. Not everybody would have been physically committing the acts of Sodom and Gomorrah, but in the mind. Either you physically doing it or you accept it or you're indifferent to it, which is all the same. It's all the same. So the dragon is going to be wroth or angry with the Israelites that's keeping the commandments, because we're using the Bible to wake the rest of the people up and say, this is a lie, this is a lie, that's not true, thus saith the Lord, so forth and so on. And many of our people are waking up to that, and they're angry about it now, but they're going to become openly angry with it and wage war against the Israelites. That's what the Bible is saying. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Now, what is this? Real quick, let's go to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14 to understand about this water as a flood that they're trying to have us be carried away with, right? This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about, same thing as carried away, with every wind of doctrine. So it's doctrines, whether it be political, whether it be religious, whatever it is. They hope to have us carried about or carried away by it. That's their hope. But the Apostle Paul told the Ephesians that we should henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of man, magic, tricks, like a magician, through their media and other sources, right? Other vehicles. And cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. They're looking to deceive you. But we're not supposed to be carried away by that no more. So the ones in verse 17 that are not deceived, it says the dragon is going to be mad about it and going to make war with them openly, just like Nero did, right? Just like Nero did. Real quick, let's get that. I believe it's Acts 18. Let's jump over to the real quick. I'm kind of winging it right here. Might not be Acts 18. I might have jumped over here for nothing, but let's see. Okay, right. All praise to the Most High. Claudius did it too. I said Nero, but it's actually Claudius. This is Acts chapter 18. Picking it up from verse number 1, it says, and after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy with his wife Priscilla. Watch this, because that Claudius had commanded all the Jews to depart from Rome and came unto them. Claudius, Nero, all those Caesars made war with the Jews. In some instances, we were actually kicked out of Rome, period. Why? Because we were teaching the truth, stirring the people up with the truth, and so they actually literally kicked us out. And the ones that didn't want to leave were killed. Understand that. That's coming back. Come back to Revelation chapter 17, verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Moving on. Right? Now, real quick, I want to show you guys something that I came across. Somebody put this actually on Telegram in one of the groups, and I said I was going to add it. You can't serve two masters, right? You have some of our people that actually make the Faustian bargain, but then they're trying to also be an Israelite as well. You have some of our people that are Israelites, but they're still running the streets, right? Now, you older brothers and sisters aren't going to know what I'm talking about. The younger folks can know what I'm talking about. This is a rapper named Julio Fulio. You guys have probably been hearing a lot about him because he was killed, right? First, let's read what Christ said. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. It says, no man can serve two masters. You can't want to take the Faustian bargain to get the riches, and then out the other side of your mouth, you say you're an Israelite. That's not how it works. That's why the Israelites that actually teach this truth are a rare breed. And the celebrities, a lot of them, like Nick Cannon and others, when the pressure comes down, they can't take it because they're not cut out for this. This is not for them. No disrespect. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and Mammon. So this is Julio Fulio before he was killed, right? Speaks on the fact that he is an Israelite. Now, we know this dude was doing a lot of messed up stuff. If you've been following the story, you guys already know the stuff this dude was doing, which is why he was killed to begin with. He's doing a lot of real messed up stuff. But then you get on major platforms, right? Like No Jumper with this white boy, Adam 22, and you call yourself an Israelite. Crazy. Listen. And by the way, the reason why I added this in, and I got to turn the volume up. The reason why I added this in is because the work that I want to encourage the teachers. The work that we're doing is getting out there, and we're doing it without major media. All these celebrities have heard of the Israelites and know, and many of them believe, although they still partake in their Faustian bargain that they took, or they find out they're Israelites after they took the Faustian bargain and think they can straddle the fence, and you cannot. And this is an example of that. Let's go.
Are you? What does that mean to you? You Jewish?
Right? So don't think that they don't know. He just told Adam 22, listen, we're Israelites. That's our nationality. Let's go to the next one. By the way, for those that don't understand, when it says he cannot serve God and Mammon, what is Mammon? That's not a regular word that we all use. Material wealth or possessions, especially, is having a debasing influence. Having a debasing influence. Money and wealth having a debasing influence. You can't push debauchery in your music and your music videos and then turn around and get on a major platform and say you are an Israelite and think that's going to turn out good for you. It's not. And I appreciate the fact of the celebrities that have gone out there and said that, because that's part of making the dragon roar, because the people are waking up, especially when you have people that have large platforms. People are waking up. So I appreciate that part. That's part of what's making the dragon roar. Like, damn it, man. We did everything to try to keep this truth from getting out, and people are waking up. So they're mad about it. But I want you guys to understand this guy didn't have a good end behind this because he made that Faustian bargain. Let's go.
Ain't no vegan beef. When them hot bullets hit your flesh, nigga, ain't no vegan meat. And if a bitch you try.
This a motherfucking cross in the six too. So cross in the six, Osama. And this a name. What is the name?
Cross, Christian cross.
So he's talking about his tattoos. He has crosses and all types of stuff as tattoos, which we know is unlawful. But let's go.
Yeah. Christian cross.
Why'd you put it in quotes?
I don't know. Christian cross. Christian cross. I don't know. I just got it.
So does the cross represent a religion at all? Or is it like a play off the Christian cross with the number 6?
The 6 is for like, I'm an Israelite. So the cross is religious, but it's not.
That's why a lot of we've said it a million times. I'm gonna say it again. That's why these celebrities need big homies. They need other, you know what I'm saying, teachers that are over them. They should not be out here in the public talking for us because you don't know what you're talking about. And when he gets asked simple questions like that, he's scratching his face. He looked dumbfounded. He don't know what to say because you weren't taught properly. You probably watched a couple of videos online or something, seen a couple of clips on TikTok or Instagram, or wherever you saw it, and thought that you knew something. You get asked a question, you don't know what to say. And then you also are dabbling still in the streets, which is why you got killed.
Khan Priest, if I might add, the same thing happened with Kodak Black also. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Elder Kahan from Light of Zion was reaching out to him. And he said he was an Israelite. But then he went back into doing the same foolishness. So it's like, come on, man.
Same shit, bro. That's why I want you brothers, especially you brothers specifically that are teachers, to understand how rare you are. It takes a special type of man that will forego all your dreams that you might have had for yourself, what you wanted to do in life and everything, right? Just like these guys have their dreams and aspirations and, you know, in life, whatever like that, before you found out you were Israelite, to forego these things for teaching the gospel, which the apostles asked Christ that question. We done forsook wives, children, houses, all that stuff to follow you. What are we going to get? It takes a special type of brother, and you sisters too, because in this world, the women, there's a lot for y'all. Y'all could be OnlyFans models. Y'all could be video vixens. Y'all could be out here doing whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Showing your body, making money off your body, whatever. And you choose to come into this truth and be a modest sister, to be a wife, to be righteous. It takes a special kind of man or woman. You are set apart. You are special. You better believe that's just not affirmations to make people feel good. Look what it does to our people. Look what it does to people that know that they're Israelites. They do it, but then they straddle the fence because they still got that dream. They want to do both. And Christ said you can't do both. And so it didn't end well for him. And with Kodak Black, he's still alive, but it hasn't gone, his career and his life hasn't gone well for him. See? Because he didn't stay up under the leadership of the brother that was teaching him to begin with. But the fact that we're reaching these people and they're putting this out there is actually helping us in a lot of ways. And that's going to cause the dragon to be wroth and want to make war with us. I want you brothers and sisters to understand that. Revelation chapter 17, verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? Why are you so surprised? Why are you so confused? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which have 7 heads and 10 horns. This is the book of Revelation chapter 17, verse 8. The beast which thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. I want you guys to understand something about this term bottomless pit. We're using metaphorical languages. A pit in the Bible just represents a geographic location of where this beast would come from. And that geographic location is Europe, because that's where Esau eventually stayed. Once he displaced Japheth from Europe, he took over, and that's where he eventually stayed up until this day, right? This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5. We're going to read just verse 23 and 24 to hone in on the point. It says, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth and all of the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine, and of all lands, and of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof, one lily. But I want you guys to understand that land just represents, the pit represents land. So this beast would come from a particular land, and that landmass, today we call it Europe. They displaced the Japhetic nations out of Europe and took it over the same way they displaced the Native Americans from here and took it over. Let's move on. Right? And the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and shall go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Right? The majority of our people that drink of the wine of her fornication and allow themselves to be seduced by the beast, they're going to wonder at the beast. They're going to get seduced by her. They're going to wonder at the beast. And a lot of them are not going to be able to see what it is that we try to show them. Even when we try to show it to them, they're not going to be able to understand it. Because their names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. That's what brothers and sisters have to internalize. When you're trying to show this to your family members, whom I know you love and nobody's saying you shouldn't. When you're trying to show this to friends, maybe people that you went to high school with that you're still friends with, or your neighbors, or whomever that you hold dear, and you're showing it to them, and you know when you showed it to them, it was clear. You weren't stumbling over your words. You gave them proof. You took them here. You took them there. You showed them all these things. You know that you were pretty clear in what you said. And they're looking at you like you got three heads after you gave them a really concise, clear information that even a 5-year-old could understand. You know why they can't understand it? Because their names are not written in the book of life. That's why they're not going to get it. The Bible is telling you that. So for you to be confused by that when you tell someone, I don't understand why my mom can't get it. I showed her. I showed my dad. I don't because their names may not be, I say may not be written in the book of life. There's still time for them to repent and wake up if they are of the elect. But just understand there are some people that will never understand this because they're not chosen. And that's what it is. It's a hard, bitter pill to swallow. That's why John said in the book of Ezekiel said, sweet in the mouth and bitter in the stomach. When you first learn this, it's great. But then when you realize, man, what you just learned is only for the elect, and people that you love may not be of the elect, you're not going to get it, that's bitter to understand. Amongst many other things. Bitter to understand that. When they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So was. What is understand when John was living? When was John living? John was living during the time when the Romans were ruling. Domitian Caesar is the one that banished John to the island of Patmos. So the beast that was, remember the beast had 7 heads and 10 horns. So what does it mean when it was? Meaning that you had the beginning of their kingdom was with the Greeks. By the time John is writing this, the Greeks had come. They had a great kingdom by way of Alexander. He died. He split his kingdom amongst his four primary generals. They had their great kingdoms and times to rule. And then they fell. So they was. Right? And then the Romans came into power next. That's the part that says yet is. Was is the Greeks. They ruled and they were gone. Is Romans. That's the captivity that John was under. And the part that says is not is the rest of the heads that would eventually come, such as the Spanish, such as the British, such as the Germans, as well as the 10 heads, the 10 horns, I should say, that would rule with them. They all were kingdoms that would rise up in the future. Is everybody clear? I know sometimes this stuff could be confusing. It says the beast that was and is not and yet is. The was is the Greeks. They came and they went. Is not is the kingdoms that would eventually rise up, the ones that we just spoke about. And yet is the kingdom that was ruling then, which is the Romans. And all of these are Edomite kingdoms. That's why the beast is called red, a red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. That's Esau. And each head had crowns upon it. It's talking about men. Are you with me? But it's using anthropomorphism that we talked about last week as a vehicle to tell us the story. These are literary devices. So now this is being broken down to John in a way that he can understand it, and hopefully you brothers and sisters are following along as well. Here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And we went over this last week, that mountains represent governments, right? Let me go back to that real quick, because we went over it last week. I'm on slide number 50. And let's go back to that real quick, right? Let's look at the book of Isaiah chapter 2. And we're going to read verse 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established, and the top of the mountain. So the mountains of the Lord's house is Israel. This is going to be the top nation, but the rest of the nations are also called mountains too. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the house of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he shall teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and out of the word, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So Isaiah is seeing in the future, when Israel is established, he's calling them the top mountain. They're going to be the top government. Is everybody clear? And Micah chapter 4 says the same thing. But it shall come to pass that the mountain of the Lord's house, but in the last days it shall come to pass. And I'm speeding because of time. And it shall, in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain. So you guys get the idea. You get the thought. Mountains represents kingdoms, rulerships, governments, whatever word you want to use. Let's go back down to slide number 50. So now this is being broken down to John so we can understand it. Mountains is just being used figuratively. It's not literal. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. These 7 heads are 7 mountains, 7 governments on which the woman sitteth. And this is more proof that the bottomless pit is a place, because the beast that came out of it is Esau. There's more proof. Let's move on. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. So I want to show you guys something. I took a screenshot of this image right here. This is the British Empire, right? So if you look in the center where the cursor is, this is the British Empire right here. And there was a saying in the 16 and 1700s that said the sun never sets on the British Empire, right? So when the British Empire was at its apex, I want you guys to look, they had territories and controlled territories all over the earth. So there was always the sun shining, whether you were in the Far East, in Australia, in Papua New Guinea, in Fiji, New Zealand, wherever you were, the British Empire ruled over here. Then you have in the East, India, and Burma, and Malaya, right? Then you had places in Africa that the British ruled as well, right? Then you have the British Caribbean in the West. You have places like British Honduras, which is why some of the people in Honduras speak perfect English, right? You have British colonies in South America. You had all of Canada and the 13 colonies. So the sun never set on the British Empire, right? So John is being moved up now in prophecy to when you had 5 of the kingdoms that were fallen and you had 1 kingdom left, right? Of those 7 heads, they would all come and they would all go. And then there'll be 1 kingdom left. And that last kingdom would be the British Empire. And it'll be the greatest of them all. Because like I said, look at how far the empire stretched. The sun never set on the British Empire. But there was another kingdom that would come out of the British Empire. And that's what this is going into next. And the other is not yet come, which would be America. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Now let's jump to verse number 11, Revelation 17, verse 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7 and goeth into perdition. So the 8th head, the beast had 7 heads, but there will be an 8th head that would rise up that would come out of the 7th head. And this is the head that would go into perdition. What is that talking about? America. America is the 8th head. And when America came into power, as they have now, they've ramped up sin because everybody all over the earth is fornicating with her. So let's look at this screenshot right here. At the start of the American Revolutionary War in 1775, the British Empire included 23 colonies and territories on the North American continent. The Treaty of Paris of 1783 ended the Revolutionary War, and Britain lost much of the territory to the newly formed United States. This is the 8th head which comes out of the 7th head that has gone into perdition, that all the other nations of the earth are following behind and drinking of the wine of the wrath of her fornication and fornicating with her, all for $1. Let's just boil it down to what it is. All for $1. And I want you guys to look at this as well. And this is actually an image that I kind of took from online. The top family on the earth is actually the Rothschilds. And the Rothschilds pretty much come out of, or their base of power, I should say, not come out of, their base of power is strongest in England. And they're really controlling everything, right? So even though America is the face, the Rothschilds are controlling everything. And they use guys like George Soros, and George Soros uses some of these different entities to actually carry out the plans that the Rothschilds have. And they use America as the vehicle to bring this entire world into perdition, into sin, following behind her. And I have a couple of clips that I took from Wikipedia that goes into the fact that the Rothschilds are, as I said, they have the strongest base of power in England. They're a strong banking family in England, and they control a lot of what you see going on the earth today. And also understand it is via the Balfour Declaration that the Rothschilds were pushing while the state of Israel was established in 1947. So they have a lot of power and influence as to what's going on, because they themselves are also small hats. And so they push that whole agenda of establishing a state for those small hat people, right, in hopes of trying to say that they fulfill prophecy. And we as the Israelites coming back and saying, no, we're the people, is a problem for them. We're standing in the way. We're a headache. We're causing a distraction or disturbance for them, and they don't like it. And so they're going to use their puppets, whether it be Kamala Harris, whether it be Donald Trump. Sorry to offend some of you guys, but Donald Trump has been very clear that he supports the small hats in the state of Israel. He's been very clear on that. And he said when he comes into office, if he's to get in there, there's certain things he's going to do in terms of combating quote unquote anti-Semitism, which I believe a lot of that stuff is going to be weaponized against us. Understand that. Some of you guys closet Trump supporters is, you know what I'm saying? And I can understand from an economic perspective as to why that is. If you're somebody that owns businesses, so forth and so on, his administration was good for business. So I get it from that perspective, right? I also get it from the perspective of being against the alphabet community and abortion and things of that nature. But understand, at the end of the day, all of these people are the devil, and they're all pushing for your destruction, regardless. But you guys understand that. You was gonna say something, Saab?
Yeah, priest, very, very quickly. At the bottom, you see where it says Jewish identity and positions in Zionism.
Mm-hmm.
The last paragraph is so powerful because a lot of people, they would always ask, right? They would say, why is America sending money and resources to Israel, right? Read that last paragraph. It says,
I read it and you can break it down. It says, after the death of James Jacob de Rothschild in 1868, his eldest son, Alphonse Rothschild, took over the management of the family bank and was the most active in support of Eretz Israel. And Eretz, so you guys understand, is the same as Aratazaz, we say in Lashuan Kodash, which is the land of Israel. It says the Rothschild family archives show that during the 1870s, the family contributed nearly 500,000 francs per year on behalf of Eastern Jewry to the Alliance Israelite Universale.
That was going on in the 1800s. So if you was to do a simple math to see how much 500,000 francs would be from then in today's currency, it'll be probably be in the millions, right? So the Rothschilds was pouring millions into Eastern Jewry to try to get what they would call Eretz Israel, or the land of Israel. So they've been plotting this for years, generations. This ain't nothing new. So when people complain about, oh, why are we sending money to Israel? They've been sending money to Israel before your great grandpappy was born. This thing is demonic as hell, and it's prophesied. So don't even wonder why. Just understand it's part of the prophecy, and it's going right along. I just wanted to bring that out, priest.
And guess what? Land back on what the elder's saying, we are a problem. We're a monkey wrench in the plan. So that's why the Bible says they're going to make war with us for that. Because the plan was going so good. If it was, y'all watch Scooby Doo growing up, the old people did,
Right.
right? You know, I said I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for these pesky Israelites. Right? All right, let's move on, y'all. All right. Revelation chapter 17, verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. So now we're understanding the anthropomorphism. We had a dragon. The dragon has 7 heads. It has 10 horns, right? So we're thinking Game of Thrones. We're thinking all types of crazy stuff. But now it's being made clear. No, this is anthropomorphic, symbolic speech, esoteric stuff, letting you know that these are kingdoms that are going to rise up. And the 10 horns which thou saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So they're going to be working with the beast, in league with the beast. So this is what you would call today, for lack of a better term, and to keep it simple, your European Union. All these countries that you see that are part of the European Union are not necessarily superpowers or world powers, right? But they are in league, in line with the beast. So therefore, they are also able to prosper with the beast as well, right? That's what the scriptures is talking about. The kings of the earth, the nations of the earth commit fornication with the beast. These have one mind, and they're on one accord, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Right? If let's say any nation invades another nation and they don't agree with it, right? Like when, let's say, back in the days when Saddam Hussein declared war on some people in the north in this country, in Iraq, the European Union or NATO got together and sent troops right along with America. America is the one that actually spearheaded it, but the United Nations, the European Union, so forth and so on, sent troops with America to go in there and undo what Saddam Hussein had did. And we see this all around the world. If you don't go along with their agenda, they all come together and they'll send troops. America will spearhead it. They'll send the most troops. They'll have the most military, the most weapons and everything, but you'll have other countries that'll go in there and send troops as well. Does everybody understand? That's what the Bible is letting us know. They're willing to give their power to the beast to uphold this beast system. They give their power, their finances, their military, all that. And they also have one mind in this regard, right? It's the book of Psalms 83, a basic scripture that we all know. Keep not thou silence, O God, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thine enemies, so God has enemies, make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with what? One consent. Revelation 17:13 says one mind. They have one consent, one mind. They give their power to the beast to control everything that goes on the face of the earth, to push their agenda. And they also give power unto the beast and have one mind to keep the Israelites cut off from being a nation. And one of the ways they did that, like the elder just said, going back a couple of slides, one of the ways they did that was to establish the land of Israel in 1947. And we're in monkey wrenching that plan. That's a problem, which is why they're going to eventually want to make war with us. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. What are some synonyms for confederate? They're in collaboration. They're allied in that. They're organized in that. They have banded together in that. They have formed a league, because before the United Nations was called the United Nations, it was called the League of Nations. The European Union is also a league. They're in close rank. Whatever word you want to use, it's all the same. They have one mind to push the agenda of the beast and to keep Israel cut off. That's the one mind that they have. They're in agreement on that. They may not agree on anything else, but they agree on that. Verse 14, it says, these nations that have this one mind shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. Let's read about that. This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 2. 2 Ezra chapter 13, picking it up from verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Who's the them? The Israelites. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, right? Because the whole earth does says Jesus Christ was not real. We don't believe in him. It's a myth. Jesus Christ comes from Horus and Mithra and all these other stories. It's fake. It's not real. He never existed. So it's going to be astonishing when they see Yahushua come back with his angels. Verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another. That's Matthew 24. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. This is saying the same thing. And one realm against another. Verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. That's the same verbiage we see in Revelation 17. They're going to try to overcome Christ, but what does the Bible say? And the Lamb shall overcome them. They're going to try to fight Christ and overcome him, but he's going to overcome them. Verse 35. This is already decided. It just has to play out. It's already decided. Verse 35. And he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come to him and shall be showed to all men. Everybody's going to find out who the real Jews are. It's going to be no more arguments. Being prepared, and Zion shall come to him and shall be shown to all men, being prepared and builded. Just like it says in Revelations, I believe it's chapter 21, he saw Zion, the New Jerusalem coming out of heaven. It's the same thing Ezra is seeing, the same thing. We'll get to that eventually. And Zion shall come and shall be shown to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations. All their weapons are not going to stand. They're going to try to fight them with all their advanced technology, some of which we've never even seen, but they have. And Christ is going to rebuke their wicked inventions, which for their wicked life are fallen into temptation. So the Bible tells us, going back to Revelation chapter 17, verse 4, they're going to make war with the Lamb. But we're also told the outcome, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords, the King of kings, and they that are with him, this Zion that's going to be shown unto all people, are chosen. You have to be chosen. That's why only the chosen, only the elect, that's what I've been saying, is going to understand what we're talking about. And faithful. You're going to have to be faithful in this thing, because in order to get to this point where the Lamb overcomes the nations and we get to be in rulership and shown to all nations as being his people, there's some fire that we're going to have to go through. There's some hell that we're going to have to go through. There's some tribulations that we're going to have to go through. And only those of us that are faithful through those things, whether it be on a personal level with your family, your finances, your job, or when the dragon makes war with us and they're to the point where they're trying to destroy us, that you don't deny Yahweh Shai in that hour. And nobody knows what they're going to do until the time comes. But those that are faithful are going to be with him when he overcomes. All of us should be praying in our spirit that the Most High builds our spirit up, that you and I are some of those faithful people if we are alive, because some of us are going to be martyred. The Bible, we already read that. But those that are still here and still alive through all of that, you got to praise the Most High. The Most High builds your spirit up to be faithful to the end. And when brothers are martyred, right? We're going to go one day. We're going to actually read through the book of Acts. No PowerPoint, no breakdown, no nothing. We're going to read through the book of Acts. You guys are going to see what the apostles did, because that which was written aforetime is for our learning. When one of them was martyred, the gospel didn't stop. I need for you guys to understand that. When James was martyred, the apostles didn't be like, oh, God, they killed one of us. Let's stop teaching. You got to still teach. Who's willing to do that? Who has the spirit to do that? Examine yourself. I got to examine myself too. If the Most High was to take me out tomorrow, or any elder, any teacher, openly, with Esau doing that, openly to put fear in you, like they did with the slaves, they would kill the mightiest of the slaves to put fear in the rest. That's coming. When you start seeing it happening to your favorite teachers, your favorite leaders, whoever they may be, you can't stop teaching. You can't get scared. You can't. You're not supposed to. I'm letting you guys know. You got to build yourself up. Every lesson can't be laughing and joking. Some things are serious. It's serious. If you want to be one of these that are called chosen and faithful, you're going to have to endure that, and you're going to have to keep going. Hope everybody understands that. 17 verse 15 through 18. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Eventually, America's allies are going to turn on her and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Eventually, America's allies are going to turn on her. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. All that we read from verse 1 to verse 17 is the Most High fulfilling his will by the events that take place on the earth. And all that is going to culminate with Christ coming back, establishing his kingdom and making us joint heirs with him. This is Proverbs 20, verse 24. Man's goings of the Lord. How can a man then understand his ways? These nations don't know why they're doing what they're doing, but God is making them do what they do. This is Proverbs chapter 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. The Most High causes the kings or leaders of this earth to do what they're doing, not realizing they're all playing into his hands, whether they realize it or not. This is Job 33, verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumberings upon the bed, he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions, that he may withdraw man from his purpose. We all may have one purpose, right? All of us had a trajectory in life that we all thought we were going to follow. And in your sleep, the Most High instructed you to go another way. That's why you are where you are today. Many of us are not what we thought we would be, or who we thought we would be, in the careers that we thought we would have the finances that we thought we would have, or whatever it might be. You're not that, but the Most High sealed your instruction. You know why? Because you're one of God's chosen if you endure. That's higher than whatever you aspire to be. You are the George Washingtons of your nation. There's a picture with George Washington and them sailing across the Potomac, right? That's ingrained in people's minds as the establishment of this country. You are that for Israel. When Israel comes back, you're that. If you are in this truth now and you endure to the end, you're going to be written about in the kingdom in books. How did Israel come back? It's because of you, whomever is listening. It's because of you. The Most High, ultimate Yahweh Shai, but the Most High used you as a vessel. It's going to be you're a part of that. That's greater than whatever aspiration you may have had for yourself in this wicked kingdom that's going to fall anyway, right? Verse 17 in Revelation 17, for God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree. They're going to do what God said to do and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city. That's why we know it's not talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about America. It's a great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, meaning this particular place, all the kings of the earth would follow behind it. And I don't see that with anybody else but America. I hope everybody understands. With that being said, time is upon me, so I'm about to end this class. Hopefully you brothers and sisters understood. If everybody understood, if it made sense, I want you guys to put one in the chat. Let me know it made sense. I have a couple of announcements to make before we go. If the lesson made sense and you guys enjoyed it, and let me know. Put it in the chat. Matter of fact, put one in the chat if it made sense. Put one in the chat if it made sense to you guys. You guys enjoyed it. And if you guys want me to continue on to Revelation 18, I shall. If you guys want Revelation 18, put 18 in the chat. Put 1-8 in the chat if you guys want Revelation 18. I'm not promising it'll be next week. The Spirit may move me in a different direction, but I will do it soon. If you guys want 18, put 18 in the chat. Let me know. All right, I see a couple of 18s. Maybe y'all don't want it. Maybe y'all want to talk about something else. I don't know. All right, guys, let me just make this announcement, and then I'll give Elder Zahab the last word. We are 1 week away, guys. 1 week away from our mega weekend that we're going to be having. You guys already know all about that. So really quickly, I'm on the captain's page. I'm going to okay, real quick, I'm going to bring it up. So guys, if you're not familiar, we're having every year, Lines of Israel, we do a cookout sometime around Labor Day. But this year, we wanted to do something a little bit different. For our meet and greet for our Passover this year, we actually had a boat ride for the meet and greet, which was very successful. Everybody had a great time. So much so that a lot of people missed it, and they're sorry they missed it. So we're running it back. Shout out to Captain McGunn, spearheading the entire situation. It's being run back. The boat ride is being run back. It is next weekend, August 10th, after the Sabbath is concerned, right? After the Sabbath, we're going to meet up, and we're going to go on a boat ride again and have a good time and fellowship. And then the following day, which is August 11th, we're going to have our camp cookout as well. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to give you guys, Captain McGunn is going to explain to you guys, this is last call. If you're coming to the boat ride, you need to RSVP. You need to email us and let us know you're going. All right, so I'm going to play the video real quick, and we're going to get out of here. Let's go.
Peace and blessings, family. We back at it again. August 10th. There'll be another yacht ride in New Jersey. If you want to attend, everything is free. Free drinks, free foods, but you have to email us like last time. The email is eventrsvn@yahoo.com. Once again, that's eventrsvn@yahoo.com. Make your reservations to get your spots. The event will be from 5:30 to 12 a.m. That means there's going to be plenty of time to have fun and enjoy yourselves. The spots are limited, so put in your email as soon as possible so I can reserve you a spot. All right, if y'all was there last time, you know we had a great time. It was a beautiful event. Everything was lit. We was on fire last time, so don't miss this one. Come through, let's have fun, enjoy ourselves. We're closing the summer out lit, crazy. Also, if you think you fly, we got a competition coming up, right, in the yacht ride. So it'll be $500 to the best classy outfit. If you're a woman, we got 12 slots. If you're a man, we got 12 slots. So the best classy outfit, the flyest, gets $500. Now, you know, for the sisters, we ain't talking about no ratchet outfit, you know, that we see out here with, you know, everything showing. We want to see how classy you are, right? So if you're classy, Let's do it. Let's make it happen. You already know. Peace and blessings. I'll see y'all there.
All right, y'all. So just make sure you guys email him. Now I'm gonna show you guys real quick, the ones of y'all that are still watching. This is in case you don't know, this is my Facebook page, right? Daniel Benjamin. That's me on Facebook, guys. I'm gonna be posting the flyers. I should have had it already queued up, but I didn't. My bad. I'm gonna be posting the flyers all week on my Facebook page and on my Instagram page with the address for the cookout. If you can't make it to the boat ride, you want to come to the cookout with the address for the cookout. I'm going to be giving you guys the address for that as well. I don't know if Cap actually has it on his page. Let me see if Zakaria has it on his page. Maybe he does with the address though. I didn't actually post it myself. I meant to, but I was kind of caught up all week and I did not. Okay. Well, nevertheless, we do have it. It'll be on my Facebook page, or just ask around, guys. If you know somebody that's in the camp, ask around. You know, again, you brothers and sisters are welcome to come to the cookout. We're going to have a good time. All praise to the Most High for that. All right. So once again, I appreciate all the brothers and sisters that are here. Yeah, we know Detroit is not coming, unfortunately. We're going to miss you guys, but you know, you guys throw something, man, and you know, we'll come out there to you guys. Though y'all throw something, invite us. But let's come out there and y'all show us around the town and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? All right. So with that being said, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. That's wicked. That's evil. Repent and believe the gospel. All right. It's your brother Priest Daniela, representing Lions of Israel, Maccabees TV. We'll be here next week. Most High will, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the same channel with more fire. Like I said, if the Most High don't put something else on my spirit, maybe next week we'll do Revelation chapter 18. We'll see how the Spirit leads. With that being said, it's your brother Priest Daniela. And with that, I say shalom.
From 100. Yeah. God had his hand on me since before the womb. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. Amen. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. He had his hand on me since before the womb. You think I started in the womb? He had his hand on me since before the womb. Like, oh, this is going to do this. You're going to make this happen. You're going to touch this person. You're going to touch these people. You're going to... Yo, I am God's child. I am God's child. I am God's child.
Yeah! The gyms are closed. I gotta get this aggression out. Let's go. I describe myself as cold with a conscience. Can't roll with the nonsense. Don't mistake the cover of a book for its contents. I might show you kindness, swim with the piranhas. Things that we forget tend to come back and remind us. Like we all have a past we wanna put behind us. Designed to be good, but